Okay, I'm back at this again. This is another place that I would sleep at. Where I put my periscopes at when I've been talking to Alante's dad that actually lives over here. But I'm going to take you guys to where I actually slept at and where my actual mask was taken off my face in my sleep and stolen from me. So this is where I slept at. It stays like this at night, so it has a little bit of lighting. But I sleep in this area of it. This is where the actual mask was stolen. So I'll probably sleep from like this part. Turn the light on. From like this area to like right here. So they're pretty bold. They don't have any fear. And then there's a guy that I met and like friends outside. And I was talking about the Willie Green situation and the first baby mama approaching me when I left there to where I had to tell the gentleman that I can't be there anymore. But this is the City Hall of Inglewood. Sorry about that. Somebody touched my phone when I was walking. But either way, this is the camera that I'm usually near all the time where I'm drawing at. So it's pretty aware when I've been over here in the times of 2019. But I'm going to show you another place that I actually slept at, where they actually robbed me again, and where I actually waited for Frazier to actually pop up. So this is where I actually slept at. One of my teammates' dad, or ex-teammates, is a firefighter. I don't know where exactly he works at, but I know that I can trust firefighters, and for my safety, I slept over here, and I thought it was safe, but you know, they started to cut all this down because it was a lot taller, and I slept right here, and I left stuff here for a while, and somebody found it and took all my stuff. I'm going to show you where his dad stays at because we've been going over there since like Thanksgiving or when I was little, because his sister originally stayed there, and that was the holiday house that we would go to. So let's say his mother's house, Alante's dad's mom's house, was for Christmas. Easter was his dad, his brother, his Alante's dad's father's house. So I'm gonna take you guys over there right now. By the way, this is the way I usually go. So I'm never really like on the main streets where people can see me. I go this little back way, and this is another place that I also slept at, but I never left anything there. But I know somebody came there, and I'm gonna show you guys where I slept at and where exactly his place is. So I'm finna pee. This is where I actually slept at. So from a distance, you can walk past, and I'll probably like have that covered up with like the bush or something, but you couldn't see me behind the actual pine tree. But I'll put down my tarp and I'll just go to sleep, and nobody will see me because I'll be laying down and I'll have all that stuff covering me up, but I'm about to go pee. So this is down the street from that all the way over there, which is the actual City Hall, where I peed at, the back street that I took you guys on. The apartment that he lives in is straight down the street because it's right off this street, but this is right here with the DMV right in front of it. So I don't know exactly what this is. But that's just a plus to all this, so really paying, like she's really just constantly. So this is where I sent my grow. And where Frazier was supposed to show up. And I don't see his car here. Because he has an old style Nissan. That was my sister's original car. But I'm not allowed to be actually on the property or sit on the steps. But I've had stuff stolen off the property. Like the neighbor that's next door to my dad's building, which is apartment 11. They've taken stuff right there. Because she was like, oh, I left your ID right there. There's a lot of paperwork. And when I came to get it, it was gone. So this is like when I was young, like 10, 11, 12. And the bitch that Willie was fucking with when I was like 19, 18 years old, lives right down the fucking street. And I would drop him off and never say a fucking word to him. Not one word. So this car used to be parked over here. And my dad, well, not my dad, Lante's dad, car will be right here. I've been coming here since like Securitas days in like 2014 and 15. But that car is usually right there, and then that car disappeared, and I just stopped trying to figure it out. I don't know what the hell is going on. But I don't know where his Nissan is. I may have to walk down the street and around the corner, which is like, this is eucalyptus. I don't know if, I think back that way is Plymouth now. I don't remember the name of that street, but I think he could have parked like around the corner. I don't know if he lives over here anymore. I'm just saying because, I walk down Florence to go all the way to Pasadena. I do Florence all the way to Atlantic, and I go all the way up, but I usually go down Broadway. The car I'd be seeing him drive, I don't know if this is his car or not, but I don't see the really old Nissan. But they usually be parked down this street. See, my Paletta Harrison was a stolen account to where I can't really show you guys the car that he was originally in when he gave me $100. It was a Honda, but that was originally my first car. But I didn't know how to drive a stick. And then the Nissan was my sister's first car, and she didn't know how to drive a stick. And then they took the Maxima, which is the family car, because it was Asha's first car, because it was an automatic. So they just been really doing a lot. But I'm finna make my way back to Pasadena. But this is Hyde Park and Eucalyptus. But this was about Frazier, the parole officer that never showed up, to where I had to go to El Monte and talk to Lena. But she never showed up, and then she just kind of left me out on the street and then tried to say violation. But I kept popping up over here, rain or sunshine, walking, and she talked to him and everything, and then she lied. She put it in the actual paperwork that, yeah, I popped up, I went, I spoke to him, and then he called when I was talking to the parole outpatient clinic. Her name is Agent Rock at Compton, and when she called her, which is Agent Rock, she was like, oh, Alita, did Frazier come through? And I was like, no, she never came. And she was like, oh, well, that's what she put. And this is February of 2019, because when you see the parole outpatient, you only go once a month. So she called Frazier in my face and asked her again, like, hey, Frazier, did you all go to the house and see what it was like? How did it go? Oh, yeah, it's really nice. And then, they had a little regular business talk, and they hung up the phone. And then she told me, oh, she has until the end of February to go see the place. And that was around the time I had all the paperwork from, like, mental health, Exodus, St. Francis, and everything that I went through after I got out of being incarcerated. But she never showed up. That's when I turned my back and I said,